something like that. Well, I've been talking to the BBC's Kerry Allen. She's at BBC Monitoring. She spends her day looking at Chinese media, and here she is on how the big announcement was not so much of a surprise.
In the state media, in the lead up to this, to the announcement today, the names were more or less predicted. In Xinhua, the official news agency, there were names that were mentioned that had been elected into the Chinese Congress. So when the announcement came out today, it wasn't entirely unpredicted, but obviously it created quite a lot of excitement with independent media outside of the mainland. A lot of people, they cottoned on to the fact that a lot of these men were in their 50s and 60s. They were all Han Chinese, which is the majority ethnic group in China. There's 56 ethnic groups, and the majority, about 90%, are Han Chinese. So there wasn't a lot of surprise there. But also some people were saying, how come there's no women in this lineup? There was the expectation that there might be one.
And to what degree can people on the mainland discuss the pros and cons of those who made the final standing committee?
Well, there hasn't been much reaction as to the actual names because they were predicted, and also just generally on Chinese social media, there's not really an open dialogue for discussing politicians. Unlike here with Facebook or Twitter, you get politicians and senior figures, they have accounts and they release official statements. But in China, you don't have this at all. No politician has a Sina Weibo or a WeChat account that they post public messages on, and if you type in messages searching about anybody other than Xi Jinping, you don't get any reaction. You don't get any messages from just your kind of average Joe talking about what they think of a person. There's censors online who track for comments on anybody like this, and they make sure that these messages are hidden so that people can't discuss. There can't be this created sense of dissent.
But within the Chinese media outside of the mainland, there are options to have discussions. They would have known that Xi Jinping was going to extend his power, but have they been shocked by the extent to which it's happened?
Independent media, not really. I think there's been a certain kind of a lot of excitement around this idea of Xi Jinping thought, the idea that Xi has been promoted to the same level as, say, Mao Zedong or Deng Xiaoping right back at the beginning of the Communist Party when it was founded. So he was promoted to this new position of authority, which means that his name's going to, and his thoughts are going to be taught in schools. So there was a lot of excitement around that. At the same time, though, there has been these really unconventional ways that the Communist Party's tried to engage new young audiences. So they've had things like rap videos, for example, and tried to kind of teach the messages of Xi Jinping through song, so that people, they hear the achievements that he's made over the last 5 years, and they find that they're just stuck in their heads.